Now on 4 News Now at 6, a man returns home after being severely burned in the Oregon Road fire. His recovery and reaction to seeing himself being taken to the hospital.
We have a few more days of 70-degree weather on the way. I'll let you know how long this trend is going to last in your First Alert forecast.
And Washington lawmakers are requesting federal aid for the Gray and Oregon Road fires. How that money could help victims if it's approved by the president. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Think about it daily, though. So I'm still here. I'm still alive.
30% of his body burned in the Oregon Road fire. Now Justin Knudsen is finally home. We first told you about Knudsen back in August when he shared his story of survival from a hospital bed. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. That terrifying video showing his escape from a broken down truck on his way to check on his neighbors during the fire, forcing him to run through flames as his skin melted. Natalie Grant has been following his story ever since. And Natalie, you met with him today. What did you two talk about?
Yeah, Kirsten, he's definitely still has a long road to recovery ahead of him. But it's amazing to see the change in just the last month of Justin. Now, this is what he looked like when we first heard from him back in August from that Seattle hospital bed. Now he's looking like this and looking forward to what his future holds.
This video taken by KXLY's Marissa Rio the day the Oregon Road fire started burning through communities near Elk shows a man being carried towards an ambulance with severe burns.
Yep, that's me. That's crazy. That almost makes me tear up.
Little did she know that was Justin Knudsen, who we first heard from back in August.
It was very difficult to walk. You know, as you can see, I'm just hunched over. I mean, that was a crazy day.
Justin is now back home with his family, recovering, but says that was the moment he knew he would make it.
Honestly, it was relief that I was at an ambulance. I mean, that was like the biggest relief was to see firefighters, an ambulance. I mean, at that moment, I knew I was going to be okay.
Since that day, Justin has undergone many intense treatments, including a skin graft on his left hand.
For a little bit, it was daunting just to even think about when I would be back or how this would even work, but this is a good step to getting back to reality.
Justin says sometimes it's hard to watch videos from that day, especially this one of the exact flames he was running through, captured by a Spokane Sheriff's deputy.
The first couple times I couldn't finish it. Like as soon as he went into it, I just had to push the phone away. I've been to Afghanistan. I've done some crazy stuff in my life, and that was probably the craziest thing I've been through in my life.
Now he's focused on healing and being with his family as they start to rebuild what was lost. But when asked if he would do it all again to help his neighbors,
In a heartbeat, you know, if there's people that need help, I'm on my way. You know, it's not even a thought, really. You know, I'm going to be there.
Now, as for his wounds, Justin says he's still healing and will have to wear some coverings on his arms and legs for a while, but overall, his prognosis is looking good. He also shared his gratitude and thanks for all the people who have shared their love and support along his journey. Reporting in studio tonight, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
So many people rooting for him. Thank you, Natalie, for that update. A nice warm weekend on tap. It's going to be perfect if you're doing fall festivities, maybe getting some pumpkin donuts. I will be, or at least trying to be in those lines. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with your First Alert forecast.
I don't think you'll mind waiting in line with this gorgeous weather. Here's a live look from our station here at 500 West Boone Avenue, looking over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Folks parking to go to the stadium there, and sunset is in 20 minutes, so not much more time to enjoy the daylight on this spectacular Thursday, but there's more nice weather ahead. It's still 70 degrees in Spokane. We're in the 60s in Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint. A few more clouds further north at Bonners Ferry, where it's 59 degrees, 58 in Kalispell, but close to 80 today in Moses Lake, at 76 right now in Ritzville. Here are 4 things to know about your forecast. there's so much sunshine in the forecast for the next 3 days. Light winds, warm. It is going to be a gorgeous weekend. I love the timing on the next round of rain, which clearly we need, but it is going to hold off until Monday. We do have some rain showers on the way next week. I will let you know when to expect them and how that's going to impact our 70-degree weather in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, a man is in jail for robbing a bank on the South Hill this morning. It happened at the Wells Fargo near 29th Avenue and South Regal. Police say the suspect was not armed and was eventually found right in that Rite Aid in the same shopping center. A man accused of shooting another man to death outside of a fast food restaurant last month will not get a lower bail. Jason Barton made his first appearance in court this afternoon. A court commissioner declined to lower his bail amount from $1 million today, citing prior violent convictions and failed court appearances. He's due back in court again later this month. Barton's accused of riding up on Dennis Vizina on his bicycle on September 3rd. Detectives say he shot Vizina once in the chest and then took off. Vizina ran inside the Jack in the Box on Argonne for help, but he died at the scene.
I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to have to drive home. I was trying to figure out a different route to get home.
Drivers along Monroe Street facing some major delays yesterday after construction crews began their prep work along the Monroe Street Bridge. This project, in conjunction with the Maple Street Bridge closure, caused a major traffic headache for anyone trying to take Monroe yesterday. Now, Monroe's back open today, but the delays are sticking around. Bronte Sorotsky joins us live from Monroe with the frustrations from drivers and how the city says all this happened at the same time. Bronte.
Well, Kirsten, I took a trip along Monroe earlier today, and I can say that these delays have definitely eased off, especially considering what we saw yesterday. But for people who have to take this route every day in conjunction with that Maple Street Bridge closure, well, they say that that cannot be done soon enough.
So it's been chaotic.
That's how Brenna Carvith describes her daily commute to work at the Public Works building along Monroe.
I take it every time I come to and from work.
The past few weeks have been rough on drivers. The closure of the Maple Street Bridge means its usual 45,000 daily passengers need to take other roads like Washington, Division, or Monroe Street. So when crews shut down part of Monroe Street on Wednesday, drivers experienced a traffic nightmare.
When I was at work, I can see Broadway here, and traffic was backed pretty much all the way down to Maple and then backed up down this way.
Brenna says she was dreading her drive home.
I was trying to figure out a different route to get home.
Other commuters say the backup made her think twice about her trip downtown.
I didn't notice it was backed up until at about the elections office, the county public defender's office.
She says at that point, people were just getting off the bus ahead of their destinations.
I realized very quickly that I probably should have gotten off and walked. It would have been quicker.
The city says it usually tries to plan around concurrent construction, but with supply chain and budget issues, it can't always stick to that plan.
And that's hard to think about when you're in your car and you're delayed for 20, 30 minutes. It's frustrating, but it's a challenging symphony to try to conduct.
In the meantime, drivers just can't wait for this nightmare to end.
It's not been fun, but I hope there's an end in sight.
Now, drivers will have to wait a little bit for that relief. Construction along the Maple Street Bridge is expected to wrap up mid-November. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Bronte. New at 6 o'clock, Spokane County's Regional Air Support Unit now has new tech to help them find people caught in an avalanche or remote area. It's called the RECO system. Here's how it works. The device uses a radar signal that can travel the length of 30 football fields a minute. That radar signal is set to detect any RECO reflectors the missing person is wearing, and you can buy one of those reflectors for about $40. The sheriff's office also wants to remind people when exploring the backcountry, be prepared. Bring extra food even if you're only planning on being out for a few hours. Well, a media coalition is asking federal courts to make an exception for courtroom media coverage of former President Trump's trial on the January 6th insurrection. Right now, it's prohibited in federal courts with certain exceptions. The Radio Television Digital News Association, Associated Press, and other outlets say it is important for Americans to watch the justice system work in regards to the charges against the former president. The coalition believes if people can't see what goes on, it would further add to disinformation and distrust in the American democracy system.
We believe only if the American people can see and hear with their own eyes and ears what happens in that courtroom is there any chance for the public to have any confidence whatsoever in whatever the outcome may be.
Former President Trump's trial related to the January 6th riots is scheduled to start next March. The football community is mourning the loss of legendary linebacker and NFL Hall of Famer Dick Butkus. The Chicago Bears saying he passed away peacefully in his sleep. Butkus is widely regarded as one of the greatest linebackers the world has ever seen. Known for his crushing tackles, he became one of the most popular players in Bears history during his 9-year career with the team during the 60s and 70s. He was 80 years old. Still ahead, wildfire smoke still lingering across the United States. Meteorologist Matt Gray shows us how this became one of the worst years of all time for smoky skies. And the candidates for Spokane City Council president argue why they are the right person to lead the city in trying to solve the homeless crisis. Their plans next on 4 News Now at 6.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
Save your greed! The Floor Trader Outlet Deflation Sale going on now. LVP flooring, laminate, and tile at the lowest prices in over 2 years. Over 200 flooring and tile options in stock and ready for you to take home. The Floor Trader Outlet's Deflation Sale.
It's where the Northwest saves on flooring.
Corner of Division and Francis.
Hello, I'm Mark Peterson. It's that time of year again when Washington Trust Bank helps you dispose of your sensitive documents and protect your identity with 4 easy steps. First, head to one of their 4 participating drive-through locations. Second, fill your seal and shred bag with the documents that you want to destroy. Third, secure the seal and shred bag. Then, drop your bag off at Debris where they will destroy your documents in their secure space. Pick up your seal and shred bag this Friday at Washington Trust Bank's Airway Heights branch.
It's time for 4 News Now's Coats for Kids. Just drop off new or gently used coats at any of our sponsored locations. We'll bring them to Alsco for professional cleaning, then get them out to local children in need. Donate to Coats for Kids through October 31st.
Your locally owned Papa Murphy's is proud to be part of Coats for Kids this year.
Now through the end of October, bring in a coat donation to any Eastern Washington or North Idaho Papa Murphy's location.
And receive a $4 off coupon good for any large or family-sized pizza.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda.
My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
Real ID requirements for travel go into effect on May 7th, 2025. When flying, you've got options. Now's the time to make sure you're covered. No judgment, we all procrastinate. But now you have time to get things done. Replacing that smoke detector battery, dusting off that treadmill, returning those 7 emails. It's time to take on those things you've been putting off and turn your to-do list into a checkmark party. If you're planning to fly after May 7th, 2025, you'll need one of these approved options. Time flies, and so should you. What are you waiting for?
The Floor Trader Outlet Deflation Sale going on now. LVP flooring, laminate, and tile at the lowest prices in over 2 years. Over 200 flooring and tile options in stock and ready for you to take home. The Floor Trader Outlet's Deflation Sale.
It's where the Northwest saves on flooring.
Corner of Division and Francis.
Spokane's homeless crisis took center stage during today's debate for City Council president between Kim Pleas and Betsy Wilkerson. Each candidate arguing why they are more qualified to address this issue. Marissa Rio explains the candidates' approach.
Wilkerson and Pleas disagreed on every question that has to do with homelessness. While Wilkerson believes we need more funds to help people who are houseless, Pleas says that throwing more money at the problem is not a solution. Arguments got heated when it came to Prop 1, which bans homeless camping within 1,000 feet from schools, parks, playgrounds, and licensed daycares.
First, let me say everybody wants to be safe, whether it's schools, daycares, parks, that's critical. What we have not been talking about is where can people be? It talks about where they can't be. This will take strong leadership to help identify areas because people are not going to go away.
Please use her time to attack Wilkerson.
Well, listen to that. She wants to have homeless encampments within 1,000 feet of our schools, our parks, our programs. All it takes is 1 little ounce of fentanyl to kill a child.
Wilkerson accused Pleas of fear-mongering and said not everyone on the street is a criminal or a drug dealer. They later disagreed on how to reduce homelessness.
We need to be able to capture state and federal dollars because we as a city will not be able to fund this by ourselves. Funding will be critical going forward.
Pleas said funding the homeless takes away from other necessities, such as roads. Her solution?
Our shelter. I own property right across the street from the trench shelter. Those people in that facility have shelter over their head.
Wilkerson said that's not how it works. Money for roads isn't funding homelessness. It has its own designated funding. People will have the opportunity to vote on Spokane City Council President in November. Reporting in studio, Marissa Rio for News Now.
Marissa, thank you. And that debate is part of a series of debates brought to you by the Spokane Rotary Club and 4 News Now. You can watch all of them right now, including the debate for Spokane Mayor between incumbent Nadine Woodward and Lisa Brown. Stream it on your connected TV on the KXLY Plus app. A Spokane family asked for your prayers in our top story yesterday. Their daughter survived that plane crash near Portland, but underwent emergency surgery. Tonight, we can share with you that 20-year-old Emily Hurd is awake and recovering in the hospital. Her parents are able to see her smile and hear her voice. The Hurds say they have been overwhelmed by the support of people not only from Spokane, but from around the world. They say thank you for all of your prayers. Monday evening, the plane Hurd was riding in plummeted to the ground in Newberg, Oregon, crashing into a house there. Her 2 friends from the flight school in Hillsboro were killed. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused the crash.
Here's your camping forecast. We're going to Ravenwood RV Park near Apple, Idaho for this week's R&R RV Center forecast. Expect sunshine, temperatures in the 70s, beautiful weather, and you're right by Scarywood. So be careful for things that go bump in the night while you're camping, and I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Washington Cares Fund.
BECU's Free Shred and E-Cycle event is back. Members can bring their sensitive documents for free shredding and dispose of old electronics safely. BECU will also collect cash, food, clothing, and household items. Visit becu.org/shred for more details.
A lot of great things debuted in 1979, like the Happy Meal.
And Trivial Pursuit.
Even the Dustbuster.
In our opinion, the best thing to come out in 1979 was Kerner Furniture.
During our 44th anniversary, we are lowering prices on everything in the showroom.
Like this sofa sectional.
And this dining set.
And of course, we always guarantee the lowest Lazy Boy prices.
Anniversary pricing is happening now during Kerner Furniture's 44th anniversary sale. Nice store, low prices.
This season, fall into Coeur d'Alene. Fall is a great time to visit Coeur d'Alene. With awesome weather, fall color cruises, exciting events, a variety of food, beer, and wine selections, and amazing accommodations. It's the perfect time to stay and play in CDA. Visit cdafall.com for more information.
It's a 4-day four-wheel drive sale at both Cal locations. As Cal loads up the lot with tough, loaded SUVs and trucks. And for 4 days only, drops their prices by $400.
Plus, giving you an extra $400 for your trade-in.
And $44 down is all you need.
When you live in the beautiful Northwest, then you better own a four-wheel drive.
And today through this Monday, it's the best time to get a new four-wheel drive at Cal.
This 11-year-old is so crazy cute and so crazy talented. And tomorrow morning, he's giving your weekend a mariachi jumpstart you can't miss. Plus, Jennifer Garner is here live tomorrow on
Good Morning America.
BECU's Free Shred and E-Cycle event is back. Members can bring their sensitive documents for free shredding and dispose of old electronics safely. BECU will also collect cash, food, clothing, and household items. Visit becu.org/shred for more details.
We'll take a look here. A FedEx jet was forced to make an emergency landing at Chattanooga Regional Airport last night. The crew discovered a landing gear failure on its final approach, crash landing and skidding off the runway. Everyone on board is accounted for.
Ooh, scary stuff. We have 3 minutes before sunset, and I'm watching it here live on our Skycam, looking over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. What a beautiful day it's been. It is still 70 degrees in Spokane, 65 in Coeur d'Alene. And again, clear conditions. It is a beautiful evening. We're heading down to an overnight low of 44 degrees. That's about average. 74 for a high tomorrow is definitely above average. Our average high is in the mid-60s. Sunshine, light winds, a day very much like what we had today. Also hit 74 for a high today. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. Ridge of high pressure, easy to pick out here, but we are still on the very far eastern edge of that ridge. So we've had a few clouds drifting through extreme north Idaho and western Montana. You may have had a little less sunshine in Bonners Ferry, Northport. Here's our chance of precipitation over the next several days. We're at 0 through the weekend, and our temperatures are going to continue to increase. But then our chance of precipitation begins increasing with fantastic timing. We're heading right into the work week with a chance of rain, so maybe you won't feel so bad about going back to work. Here's our weather pattern starting off at our current time. Again, we are on that eastern edge of that ridge of high pressure in a northwesterly flow. It's not keeping things cool, though. High pressure will continue to shift to the east. Here's Sunday at 10 a.m., and we are waiting the arrival of some cooler, wetter weather that is going to move in for the start of the work week. Really taking hold on Tuesday. Monday will be our transition day, so you may wake up Monday with the blue skies and sunshine and warmer weather, but those chances of showers will materialize by the afternoon. Temperature trend over the next 4 days. We're in the mid-70s. Monday, we start to cool down, but it's still 74 degrees. But then a pretty big drop down to 60 on Tuesday, 59 on Wednesday. This black line right here is average, so even with that big drop, we are just a hair below average, really seasonable conditions. 61 on Thursday, actually a degree above average. Our average by this time next week is 60 degrees. Morning lows tomorrow will be primarily in the 40s, 50 in Grand Coulee, 52 in Lewiston, 36 in Colville. High temperatures tomorrow will be in the 70s, 82 in Lewiston. We may see a few more 80s on this map as we get into the weekend. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Blue skies and sunshine through Sunday, and that nice warming trend. For Monday, a 20% chance of showers. Looks like that'll be coming in the afternoon, and the clouds will really be increasing then as well. Rain on Tuesday with more rain possible Wednesday, and then drying out as we head into next week. But we're not done with the rain. Our 8 to 14-day forecast hinting that there's some more rain to be had as we get closer to next weekend. Kirsten?
Chris, we have Coats for Kids happening as well.
Yes, we certainly do. We kicked off at the beginning of October with Coats for Kids. If you have a new or gently used warm winter coat, please drop it off at any Chaz Health. Go out to the Flying Squirrel in the Spokane Valley, Papa Murphy's, or STCU. They're our new sponsors this year. We're all excited about this year's Codes for Kids. I think it's going to be the best ever, and they're already starting to pour in. Thanks to your help, we'll keep every child warm this winter with Codes for Kids.
We certainly will. Thank you, Chris. And one thing we are happy to leave behind as summer turns to fall, smoky skies. But not everyone is so lucky. New at 6, meteorologist Matt Gray is here to explain how 2023 became one of the worst ever years for wildfire smoke.
And that is not hyperbole. This was a year where it seemed like the rest of the country experienced what all of us here in the West have been living with for over a decade now. The yearly visits from wildfire smoke. Just a couple of days ago, smoke from fires in eastern Canada, they made it all the way down to sunny Florida, and Mickey and Minnie were treated to a spike of unhealthy air quality in Orlando. Now, I'm from Florida, never seen anything like this before. Fire season coming to an end everywhere else, but there are still over 700 active wildfires in Canada, adding still to the 45.7 million acres that were burned there this year. That's 6 times more than average. And this extreme fire season up north, it led to the worst overall smoke pollution year on record here in the lower 48 states. Any north wind, it was bringing down a lot of smoke. At some point during the year, pretty much everywhere in the United States got their fair share of some of this smoke. Now, in the inland northwest, we started seeing smoke back in May, but the worst of it always seemed to be blown by the wind somewhere else. Unfortunately, as we all know, that luck did not hold out. The Spokane area had 4 straight days of unhealthy air in August, largely because of the Oregon Road and Gray fires, including the first hazardous air quality day that we've seen since 2020. And August 19th, 2023 was the 4th worst air quality day in Spokane since 1999. 4th worst, and the worst since 2020. Now, on average, over the last decade plus, we've had 6 days of unhealthy air quality because of wildfire smoke. That goes all the way back to 2012. Air quality in Spokane had stabilized in previous decades with 1 or less unhealthy days per year. That went all the way up to the 2000s. But friends, those days are over. Looking at the last 5 years from the EPA, we are at a point now where when we plan out our future summers, we have got to build in that reality that our plans will have to change during those summer months.
Thank you, Matt. We have some breaking news to tell you about tonight. A SWAT standoff in Coeur d'Alene at a home near 11th Street and Lakeside. This is just north of Sherman. There's a map on your screen right now. This SWAT standoff is now over. We have a crew in Coeur d'Alene right now working to get details about what led to the standoff, what is happening now. We will update you just as soon as we learn more. Concerns are growing over the new dog park coming to the South Hill. Why parking is still an issue. Coming up.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Did you know Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Funds are limited. Apply today. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
Spokane's homeless plan is not working. In the last 6 years, Spokane's homeless rate has nearly doubled, while the U.S. rate barely increased. And while many unhoused persons genuinely need a helping hand, others have accelerated Spokane's problems of crime and open drug use. Similar-sized U.S. cities don't have these problems, but Spokane became home to the largest homeless camp in the state of Washington. Why Spokane? Hear the answer at curingspokane.com.
Kayaking is my thing.
Running is awesome. But her moderate to severe eczema would make her skin so uncomfortable.
I was always so itchy, especially when I was hot.
Now my skin doesn't itch as much. Now we're staying ahead of her eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion, and Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so they can have clearer skin and less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a wonderful thing.
Ask your child's eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal their skin from within.
It's a 4-day four-wheel drive sale at both Cal locations. As Cal loads up the lot with tough, loaded SUVs and trucks. And for 4 days only, drops their prices by $400.
Plus, giving you an extra $400 for your trade-in.
And $44 down is all you need.
When you live in the beautiful Northwest, then you better own a four-wheel drive.
And today through this Monday, it's the best time to get a new four-wheel drive at Cal.
This week's Washington Trust Shred location is at the Airway Heights branch.
The crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border overwhelms shelters and cities. The Biden administration is waiving dozens of federal laws to allow additional border wall construction in South Texas. It comes during a new surge in migrant crossings. September marked the highest number of migrant encounters at the U.S.-Mexico border so far this year, with Border Patrol capturing more than 200,000 people. In New York City, the number of buses filled with migrants has nearly tripled in recent days. The mayor is heading to South and Central America now to deliver a message.
We're going to tell them that coming to New York doesn't mean you're going to stay in a 5-star hotel. It doesn't mean that the mere fact you come here, you automatically are going to be allowed to work.
As for the border wall construction, it's a limited area in South Texas where about 245,000 migrants have entered this year. There's no timeline for when that construction could begin. Still ahead, lawmakers in Washington requesting federal aid for the Oregon Road and Gray fires, the impact that money could have if it's approved by the president. That's next.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
It's time to remodel your bathroom, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Les Miserables, still the world's most popular musical. Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables.
November 14th through 19th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets available at BroadwaySpokane.com.
It's a 4-day holiday sale this week at all 13 Walker's Furniture stores. And that means store-wide savings of 15 to 70% off on all your favorite bedroom, living room, and functional dining sets. Just in time for the holiday season. Plus, Walker's is giving you an additional $100 off.
Or you can leave your checkbook at home and get 5 years no-interest financing with no money down.
During the 4-day holiday sale this week at Walker's.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
Dollar Store is under fire. Next, Inside Edition. They offer great bargains. They say safety is a top priority. But why are these workers so afraid? Acts of violence at dollar stores across the USA. What you need to know.
Put your hands up!
Then, he got his stolen purple Rolls Royce back by sending a banner in the air. Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, this fire was the most devastating in the state's history, and there's no help for people that are affected and burned. That boggles my mind.
Spokane County wildfire victims are frustrated by the recovery process. Yesterday, Governor Inslee asked President Biden to declare the Gray and Oregon Road fires a major disaster. This could lead to aid from the Federal Emergency Fund. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez shares what fire victims are struggling with and how these funds could help them.
Spokane County's Oregon Road and Gray fires destroyed more homes than any other fire in county history. Now, fire victims tell me they're struggling to pick up the pieces, and they have hope that this potential federal aid could finally provide them with some of the help they need.
If you ask people out here, no one understands why it's being made so hard just to try and move forward.
Brendan Monahan lost his home and livelihood in the Oregon Road fire. He operated his own auto body shop right next to his house, all of which burned down. Monahan says he is also severely underinsured, making the recovery process that much more difficult.
Some people aren't accessing their insurance funds yet. I've been out of pocket on everything I've done up here.
If approved, Inslee's request to President Biden would give services and funds to those with limited insurance coverage, like Monahan. He says the majority of elk victims are in similar situations, and their needs are clear.
The people out here need the pads cleared where their structures were. Now, you can be up here and cleaning, but if you're looking at garbage and ruin, that was what you had, having that cleaned and cleared helps the mentality to rebuild.
Monahan says the majority of elk victims are now living in trailers right on top of their property, some without essential functions.
Power and water and cleaning the pad. I don't know how many times I can say it, but that starts people from scratch. So you can park an RV, you can get a shipping container.
Monahan says what has meant the most during this difficult time is the community.
There's been some awesome people that are so kind that far outweighs the negative.
Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Ooh, a live look at our stadium with a game in progress of some sort. I can't tell, my eyes aren't good enough to see what sport it is. Soccer, perhaps, is my hunch. But wow, a lot of fun having them across the street as the sun sets. Temperatures today, we're in the 70s in most locations, 74 in Spokane, 73 in Coeur d'Alene. Stayed in the 60s in Bonners Ferry and Kalispell, but made it into the 80s in Moses Lake and the Tri-Cities. And there'll be more spots in the 80s as we get into the weekend. Temperatures right now have already dropped into the 50s in Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint. It's 70 in Spokane, 68 in Pullman, and 73 at Ritzville. Overnight lows tonight will be bottoming out in the mid-40s, which is just about average. Cooler in North Idaho and extreme North Idaho and western Montana, thanks to some clouds that have been streaming through. You are on the far edge of our ridge of high pressure there along the Canadian border. But tomorrow that high pressure builds in and you can expect more sunshine. We'll be enjoying it here in Spokane. 74 our high for Friday. 64 is our average. Good air quality, looking good. Temperature to start the day in the mid-40s. I'll be back with 8 to 14 day outlook. See if winter is going to make an early appearance. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Students were sent home early from the Lynn Britsville High School while authorities investigated a bomb threat made against the school. Law enforcement and K-9 teams did not find anything suspicious. The Britsville Police Department says the threat came through email and it's still under investigation. Officers from Fairchild say they have been called to 2 schools in the Davenport area, 2 schools in the Colfax and Palouse area, and 1 in Spokane Valley within the past few weeks regarding the same type of bomb threats through email. Starting this Sunday, the Spokane Valley Fire Department is promoting the nation's Fire Prevention Week. It's a joint effort with city leaders from Millwood, Liberty Lake, and Spokane Valley. This year, the fire department wants you to be more cautious when cooking at home. Spokane Valley's Deputy Fire Marshal Brett Anderson says cooking is the leading cause of house fires and fire injuries across the country.
Be present. If you're going to be cooking, make sure that you're in the area and you're watching what you're doing. Keep that area clear around the stove so that you're not going to trip over a kid or a dog or have something fall onto the stove like paper towel.
Anderson says the department will share fire safety tips on social media every single day, so go ahead and follow them. The Fire Prevention Week will run until October 14th. All eyes have been on crime in downtown Spokane lately. Police said 2nd and Division Street was in, quote, crisis mode 1 month ago, and they were increasing patrols in the area, but hasn't made a difference. That's what our Jordan Smith asked local business owners today. He is on State and Pacific Avenue tonight with the story.
This section of town became a top priority for the city of Spokane. Police ramped up their efforts. They made more overtime available and they got more officers to patrol this part of town. Local businesses in the area tell me that progress is slow, but it is being made. On Pacific and Division, Sean DeVries co-owns a business that's had a front row seat to heavier police presence. It's a secondhand furniture store that offers discounted furnishing to people getting off the streets and into housing. Since starting up last November, Sean and co-owner Ryan Vane have become very familiar with the crime and homelessness within Spokane.
I mean, we've seen good days, we've seen bad days. I mean, in this area, you just really never know what to expect.
Many times, it's waking up someone on their front doorstep so that they can open their business. They've seen arrests and speak with police officers on a regular basis. But lately, they've noticed a positive trend.
But it has gotten substantially better. I mean, that's for sure. We've just, especially in the last 2-3 months, we've seen a big change in just how quiet this area has gotten.
Increased police presence has made a measurable difference. Very slowly, their customers and donors are becoming more comfortable with the area.
It's getting better. I mean, we do still have people that are just uncomfortable with the area, and once they kind of find out where we're at, that don't want to stop. But yeah, I mean, it is, the comfort level is getting better for sure.
I spoke with several other businesses in the area. Some of them tell me that they hardly see police, maybe once or twice a day. Others say they've noticed a measurable difference. Either way, as Sean puts it to me today, any progress in a situation like this is good progress. In downtown tonight, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Concerns are growing over a new 2-acre dog park near Mullen Road Elementary and Peppersack Middle School on the South Hill. After weeks of community meetings with community members and the city's Parks Department, Spokane Public Schools is bringing a new dog park to serve the neighborhood. The new dog park will be on the corner of 63rd and Regal Street next to the Moran Cemetery. Peter Choi explains the mixed reactions from dog owners on the South Hill.
I spoke with dog owners here at the South Hill Dog Park, and they tell me they have mixed feelings about the dog park at 63rd and Regal. And some say they're still worried about limited parking options there. Others say having resources for students is more important than a bigger dog park.
Since she was a puppy, so 3.5 years, 3 years, yeah.
Coming to the dog park on South Hill for years, he says it's more than a park for dogs.
It's a place that people come and socialize, and through the pandemic, it was a lifesaver.
Dog owners say a lack of parking space for the new dog park will be a major headache.
There's no dedicated parking to it, so people will be parking in the school parking or on the street.
Well, I think it's nice that they're doing that, but my big concern is parking. I think it's very deficient in parking areas.
And I hope that we can all agree that supporting the children is really important.
As the construction for the new dog park is underway, another dog owner says more resources for students should be the priority.
But I think we can make do with a smaller park and just be more creative about how we get exercise for our dogs, which is ultimately what everyone wants.
She says adding more smaller dog parks will be helpful. The SPS says it will reach out to each individual that has concerns with parking and traffic. In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Coming up in sports, our Alex Crescenti shows us why Washington State is putting the past matchup against UCLA in the rear view mirror. The latest edition of Chalk Talk, next on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
You never know who you're helping by sharing your story. And like people think y'all look alike, you can be our son.
I love Jennifer. Weekdays at 2, only on 4 News Now.
Win big at Spokane Tribe Casino this October in the Jeepers Creepers giveaway. Win cash prizes every Thursday and drive away in a 2024 Jeep Wrangler Sahara at the grand prize drawing on Friday, October 27. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
It was in August. Fires raged through our area. This one, the Gray Fire in Medical Lake. Homes destroyed, trees destroyed along with it. They've got to come down and get moved out for the rebuild. We're here in mid-October to help move them. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by and with volunteers from Horizon Credit Union.
Ever wondered why you didn't receive an alert during a nearby emergency? To be contacted about a situation near your home or workplace, and to receive automatic notifications, register at alertspokane.org. Alert Spokane issues all emergency notifications in Spokane County. Messages are sent via landline, cell, and voice over internet phones, via text, TDD, and email. Learn more and register at alertspokane.org. Language options available. Don't be caught off guard. Stay alert. Stay safe, Spokane County.
How are you not our trivia dancer? What in the world?
Next 5, Keegan-Michael and Elle Key, plus hidden travel deals.
Watch live tomorrow at 9, right after GMA. This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, save thousands on hot tubs and swim spas in front of Costco on East Sprague. Over 50 hot tubs, swim spas, even used spas are being liquidated. Free delivery, special financing in front of Costco on East Sprague. Don't miss it.
Excuse me, do you have any plush carpet?
Maybe. Let's check my nap pile. Is this plush or what? I mean...
For help from real flooring experts, visit Skelton's Carpet One. Right now at Skelton's Carpet One, you can get help from our flooring experts while saving big and enjoying special financing on beautiful floors for your home. Skelton's Carpet One, here to floor you.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
I wasn't sure what this game was. It is football. It's North Central, our neighbors just down the street, and East Valley. The accounting department, Bob Cole, ran down to tell me that. So forgive me for not keeping tabs. I share an office with the sports department. I should have just yelled down, "Who is that?"
I couldn't see it either, Chris.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better.
That does make me feel better.
I could not see anything on that screen. I was doing the same thing. What? And they are right across.
They're having fun doing something, but it's our friends at North Central, just down the road from us here. Boy, it's exciting. Have I mentioned that I love having the stadium across the street? I also love this. And I'm just showing it again because it even went down one. I just don't know when our air quality has been this great. It's at 8. That's very, very low. And after Matt's presentation in the last half hour about air quality, I think that's something to celebrate, as well as the rain on the way to keep that fire danger down. Sunset tonight was at 6:22. Our high today, 74, 10 degrees above average. 42 is our average morning low. We'll be in that ballpark tomorrow morning, but we are going to be well above average for our temperatures over the next 4 days in the 70s. The black line is average, even though we take a big Silverwood style dip heading into early next week. We're just going to be seasonable next week, but it's also going to come along with some rain. A 20% chance of rain Monday during the day. That jumps Monday night up to 60% and stays at 60% through Tuesday as we bring through a series of disturbances. And the extended forecast, October 13th through October 19th, has part of the inland northwest, not north of Idaho, but eastern Washington in this light green. I'm not 100% on board with this, but we'll see. We may get a few showers, but above average precipitation, I would be surprised, especially considering this a very strong signal. They are confident that we are going to have above average temperatures for that time period. So we may not be done with the 70s after Monday. Here's a look at our planning forecast. Showers coming in Monday into Tuesday. More wet weather on Wednesday and then drying out on Thursday with a high temperature of 61. Overnight lows through the forecast above freezing, so we should be in good shape if you still have some pretty flowers you're enjoying. Kirsten?
And we have to be ready for the tulips soon. You told me that.
We will plant.
All right, we have plans. Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
This is not just laundry. This is laundry that's one and done. This is the ultra-fast combo laundry machine that does both washing and drying cycles. This is revolutionizing laundry. This is GE Profile.
Fred's has the GE Profile one and done laundry machine in stock and on sale for only $24.99. Fred's Appliance. We sell appliances, only appliances.
Did you know Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Funds are limited. Apply today. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
R&R RV Center is your Van World Superstore. Solus, Travato, Echo, Revel, and more. Choose from front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or 4x4. And bring your trade. R&R RV wants your boat, your Harley, your old RV. Van World at R&R RV Center in Liberty Lake and North Spokane. Or shop now at rnrrv.com. Eastern Washington's largest RV dealer.
From R&R RV, your RV Superstore.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minenso. Now, the saying in sports goes, it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. Well, WSU will put that to the test this week. The Cougars are hitting the road to take on UCLA. And in this week's Chalk Talk, Alex Crescenti shows us why the fourth quarter is a little extra important for the Cougars on Saturday.
I know this is a sore subject for Cougar fans, the UCLA game. We all remember what happened in 2019, blowing a 32-point third quarter lead. And yes, I realize most of the rosters and coaching staffs are just completely different today, but if you've been following this Washington State team at all, you know head coach Jake Dicker has really been emphasizing a key phrase from training camp to now.
Finishing is a big key to this season. We need to be better at straining and finishing. I thought we finished better to the ball, even the young guys.
Finishing. That's the word Coach Dickert has been emphasizing to his guys all year long, challenging them to play a complete 60 minutes of football. And even though only 7 players still remain from that 2019 game against the Bruins, it's a painful reminder of what happens when you let your foot off the gas pedal.
That will be not just the secret of success, but if we're going to be successful, I mean, we got to win the fourth quarter. We got to start fast. We got to jump on them early. We got to be the most excited team to play. And I think both teams will come in very healthy, but who can not ooze into the game and who can really accelerate forward? That's what this is going to be a hard week of practice. You know, we got to put our guys out there to realize the type of speed that we need to be flying around and playing with, and that's going to be a 60-minute game. There's not a single team, you know, really at the rest of the schedule that you're just going to put somebody away. I mean, it's going to be a 60-minute tough fourth-quarter game, and finishing will be a huge part of that.
Now, this game should be an interesting contrast on Saturday afternoon. The high-flying offense of the Cougars going up against one of the nation's best-scoring defenses in UCLA. If Wazoo can get the win, they'll be 5-0 for the first time since 2017. Julian, send it back over to you.
All right, thank you, Alex. And while Washington State is searching for ways to beat the Bruins, the university is also searching for answers about its future. Due to conference realignment, WSU is one of two Pac-12 teams without a conference home for next season. And one of Washington State's most notable alum, NBA champion Klay Thompson, came to the defense of his alma mater. Thompson says the Cougars deserve to be in a power conference. And he also says he's been in constant communication with athletic director Pat Chun about the future of the university. Now, Thompson will continue to support his school. He will return to campus by returning to campus like he did earlier this fall to Washington State's top 25 matchup against Wisconsin.
I have no idea what's about to happen. It's pretty disheartening seeing the Pac break up because I grew up on the West Coast and it was my dream to play in the Pac-10 conference. The amount of great athletes that have come out of that conference is just insane when you think about it. I mean, some of the greatest athletes to ever perform, whether it be Jackie Robinson or Kareem. I mean, there's so many legendary names who've come through that conference, so it's pretty sad to see it dissolve. I know the Cougs will be supported wherever they go, but I have no idea what's in store for the future. I mean, I'm constantly in communication with Pat Chun, and I just try to be the best supporting alumni I can.
Now, Thompson has the third most points in WSU basketball history and is considered one of the greatest athletes to ever play for the Cougs. That'll wrap us up for sports.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
BECU's free shred and e-cycle event is back. Members can bring their sensitive documents for free shredding and dispose of old electronics safely. BECU will also collect cash, food, clothing, and household items. Visit becu.org/shred for more details.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. At the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Save big this fall with Pape Machinery. With our limited time cash discounts, you can get a new John Deere 3025E for only $23,500. Stop by a Pape Machinery Ag and Turf store today. Pape keeps you moving.
It's a 4-day four-wheel drive sale at both Cal locations. As Cal loads up the lot with tough, loaded SUVs and trucks, and for 4 days only drops their prices by $400.
Plus, giving you an extra $400 for your trade-in.
And $44 down is all you need.
When you live in the beautiful Northwest, then you better own a four-wheel drive.
And today through this Monday, it's the best time to get a new four-wheel drive at Cal.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda.
My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
BECU's free shred and e-cycle event is back. Members can bring their sensitive documents for free shredding and dispose of old electronics safely. BECU will also collect cash, food, clothing, and household items. Visit becu.org/shred for more details.
Next ET.
All right, Doctor, you're here to apologize.
Frasier and Lilith together again. Only ET is behind the scenes with Kelsey Grammer.
Frasier has unfinished business.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
We're just looking at our stadium cam at the game across the street.
Yeah, North Central's in a tough one, and we're going to cover that right after this. So I'll head over to the stadium right there.
It's a long walk.
Yeah.